Hello and welcome to another session in English language. And today our focus is going to be on speech work. Our focus is going to be on speech work as we approach, the conclusion of our work for the session and the term. So we're going to focus on learning the requirements of the examination on orals, that is speech work. We're going to be looking at the basic requirements, the areas we need to focus on, and also we're going to look at comprehension. So we're going to expand our horizon of knowledge. We're going to see how we can deal with questions on comprehensions, because these are areas you're going to be tested in your final examination. But before that, let us review the previous lesson. Welcome back. Like I said, we're going to be learning the requirements of the examination on orals today. So I want you to sit back as we journey together on this. So the first we are going to look at today is we're going to look at the areas, the aspects of oral English tested in the examination. Like I said, the focus is going to be on vowel sounds, consonant sounds. We're going to test us on rhymes. We're going to test us on word stress, emphatic stress, and then what phonetic symbols. How much you can identify the phonetic symbols and the words which they are contained therein. Like for vowel sounds in English, we have 20 vowel sounds. I've said that before, we have 20 vowel sounds. Of the 20 vowel sounds, which is represented 20 years, we can divide that into two. We have the monophthongs represented with M and the diphthongs represented with the D. Remember monophthongs? I taught you that monophthongs. I told you we have monophthongs and we have what? Diphthongs. These are the two divisions which we can classify vowel sounds. And the monophthongs, we have 12 of them. Okay, so the monophthongs are 12, the diphthongs are 8. So sum of 8 and 12, we have 20. Of the 12 monophthongs, we have 7 of them to be what? Short vowels, and 5 of them to be what? Long vowels. Some that also what we call 12 monophthongs. Diphthongs also exist. So you see them as the class progresses. Then, and I said 12 pure vowels, so we call them monophthongs, and we have 8 diphthongs, or what we call gliding vowels. So that's that. Then we have 24 consonant sounds. 24 consonant sounds in English language. Okay? And we group them based on these three areas: the place of articulation. Okay, so let's not forget that. We group them based on the place of articulation, the manner of articulation, and the state of glotis. Where I talked to you about like the dental. Then we also have what we call the word stress. Now, word stress has to do with what we call syllable stress. Okay, there are particular syllables in a particular word that contains stress. Okay, so we now look for the odd one amongst them. So these are the areas we tested on word stress. We tested on what you call emphatic stress, or what you call contrastive stress. Remember when I taught you, just catch your mind back on contrastive stress. I told you that's another name for emphatic stress. It's a particular word that receives the stress in a sentence, and you look for the option that looks contrasting to that. Then we have also what you call rhymes, words that sound similar at the end. Okay, words that sound similar at the end. The pair of words that sound similar at the end is referred to as what? Rhymes. Okay, words that sound similar at the end. Okay, so those are the areas we need to focus on. So as you are preparing for your exams, focus on preparing, because 3 questions most times are asked on the vowel sounds, 3 questions on the consonant sound, 5 questions on word stress, 5 questions on syllable stress, 5 questions on emphatic stress, 5 questions on rhymes, then different questions on your phonetic skills, and that is a total of 60 questions. That's for West African Examination Council Senior School Certificate Exam, that's WAEC SSCE. Okay, so that's WASEC. Okay, so West African Secondary School Certificate Exam, WASEC. Alright, so just make sure you focus on these areas, especially for the fourth part of English, which is your speech work called oral English. So let's look at lexis and structure too. This is another area of English that we test, us, and there are different areas they test us under your lexis. And lexis simply refers to what your vocabulary, with how much you are acquainted with words. Okay, they give you different words in English. Sometimes they test your knowledge in those areas. Okay, you have to be, the areas of synonyms, antonyms. You have to make sure that you are very good in those areas. You have to, when you come across words, I will advise you look up such words in your dictionary. Okay, so that you can expound your vocabulary in English. Okay, so you test us on the area of lexis, how much you have familiarized yourself with certain words. Okay, and it's also very important that also it's not just to test your scope, of your vocabulary. It's also to test your skill to use appropriate words in what context. Sometimes they ask you things on, idioms and all of that. So you have to know how to, even lexis covers different areas also too, like your register of medicine, different areas. So you have to be very fast in the area of English language. And also in the area of grammatical structure too. This one has to do with your expressions, subject-verb agreements, like your concord, your preposition, all of those things you'll be learning over time. Look at that under structure too. And they will give you registers on different areas, like I said earlier. Right? So that's that. So you have to also prepare in that area. So you'll be tested on lexis and structure. So the only way you can be good is keep practicing. When you come across new words, look up such words in the dictionary, okay, and make sure you use them in sentences. Usage is very important in English. I will repeat that again. Usage is what's important in English language. And please, sometimes you have to be careful on what you call context in English. There's something we also call context in what English. So you'll be tested in these areas under lexis and structure. So you have to know how words are used in the passage. You have to know what you call the connotative meaning of words. Okay, connotative meaning of words and denotative meaning of what words. So you have to look at how it is used in the passage, not just the dictionary word meaning. Okay, for instance, I could say I went to the bank. So bank here is an institution. But I can say, can I bank on you? That's trust, not an institution. Can I trust you? Can I bank on you? So it's based on usage. That's actually that context is very, very important. So let's quickly go to the area which is also tested, and that is comprehension passage. And like I've always told you, comprehension simply means what? Understanding. So what you are testing under comprehension is how much you understood what you have read. Please, there is no understanding without what? Reading. Reading is the key to understanding. Reading is the key to understanding. You can't understand what you've not read. So you have to improve your what? Improve your reading proficiency. Improve your reading proficiency. That is your speed. Okay, your speed. You have to improve on that. How much you read, your efficiency, your prowess reading. So what do you do in comprehension? Read the passage carefully and quickly get to what it is all about. Also, then you have to read the questions that follow it, and also ensure you read the passage all over again. This time around, since you've read through the questions, you'll be discovering some of the answers as you read the passage all over again. That's why I said increase or improve your reading efficiency. And like I said, also write out your answers in clear, correct English. Please do not write them in clear sentences. Okay, write them in clear sentences. Don't begin your answers with because. It's not ideal. Write them out in clear and correct sentences. Also, read your answers all over again and ensure you must correct your grammatical mistakes or errors that may pop up. Okay, then also note that in the process of answering, you are advised to obey towards the instructions to the letter. So please, especially in the last part of it where you are going to be tested on what you call synonym, where you asked to find a word or group of words. Find a word or group of words. Okay, that would replace that word as it is used in the word passage. So please stick and the instructions you are given. Please, no information which is not required should be given. Okay, please, your familiarity with this particular subject should not also reflect itself. Stay within the context of the word passage. Okay, stay within the context of the passage. So never give two answers where one is what demanded. Please, you'll be marked, down if you do such. So please stay within the demands of the question. If it requires one answer, supply one answer. If it requires two answers, please do likewise. Please never give two answers where one is what demanded. And lastly, when you face a word, please test your equivalent in the passage. So whatever, now remember I was telling you something about what synonyms. Okay, so whatever synonym you are using, whatever word or group of words you are using to replace a particular word that you are asked, please test it in the passage and see if the original meaning of the passage or sentence has been what retained. Okay, so make sure that has been what retained. With this, we come to the end of today's lesson. Thank you for joining us today. So, to refresh your memory and recall all that has been taught in today's lesson, I would encourage and love that you take the test that appears on your screen.